Hi everyone, my name is Veronica Kolesnikova, and today I'm interviewing a candidate for the .NET Foundation Board, our 2022 election. Hi Jessica, could you please introduce yourself?
Sure, lovely to meet you, and hello to everybody watching. My name's Jessica White. I am a technical architect based in Nottingham in the UK, and I'm very excited to be putting myself forward for the board.
Great, nice meeting you, Jessica. So I have a couple of questions for you since you are a nominee for the .NET Foundation Board this year. So if you get elected to the board for the 2 years term, what would you want to accomplish?
So I've been part of the .NET Foundation membership committee for about 4 years now, and have already been in. I've already been involved in introducing a number of changes, which I've been quite excited about, and watching the .NET Foundation kind of grow in the last few years and really change how it's approaching some of the problems it faces. What I would like to bring is visibility around what funding is going towards, what opportunities there are, and how we can build more of a culture within a .NET Foundation and the membership, and try and learn from each other, help each other grow, and really build a community within the .NET Foundation.
Okay, thank you. So next question, what skills and experiences are you bringing to the board?
A few different ones. So, unlike some of the great nominees who are going forward, honestly, you can't go wrong with any of the slate this year. They're all fantastic. I'm not a CEO or a director, but I do co-run and have founded a conference which has run for 4 years, is quite successful in the UK. I have run a meetup for a number of years now, a .NET related meetup. Again, it's going leaps and bounds. So have some level of financial knowledge, organizational knowledge. With the conference, I'm a director of the company that owns it. So I have to have some idea around the legalese and the finances there. I also am a people manager and a technical architect. So I have an idea of how to communicate with different audiences and how to interact with colleagues and stakeholders and anyone who I would need to interact with as part of this role. I've been part of the membership committee, as I mentioned, and have been a very active member in that group. But what I would say is I bring passion. I really, really care about community building as well as .NET in itself. I'm a not .NET. I'm a Microsoft MVP. I have worked in numerous languages, including C#, obviously. But I just want to make sure that this community is open, it's diverse, it's friendly, and we can build the best we can for the .NET Foundation.
That's awesome. So since .NET Foundation is a global initiative, how are you planning to connect people from different communities all over the world?
I've tried to bring in a level of empathy to some of the discussions already within the .NET Foundation. So one of the things that's happened recently is the dropping of the fee for getting into a membership. Part of this I've been raising with some others, that it's not just a barrier for those of low socioeconomic status or otherwise, but it's also a barrier to different countries because $100 is a lot of money in other places. Tech isn't paid well everywhere. So it was a boundary to that. Not to talk negatively, but the last few boards have been largely Western, and that's a little bit of time zones, a little bit to do with finances. But I think it'd be really good to start trying to address language barriers with some of our presentations, including .NET Conference, etc. Trying to reach out to the huge communities in Africa, India, see if we can get more involvement, not only in our membership, but in the different working groups. So the membership working group, the outreach working group, how can we start introducing those communities more into our our talks, our chats about what they need? Because I wouldn't want to speak for a different community, a different culture. I don't have the experience to do that. What I would like to do is listen to what they need. and hopefully act on it.
Okay, that's great. So since you already mentioned that you've been on the membership committee for 3 years and you're really passionate about different communities, you already mentioned a couple of communities you are planning to target. So I would like to ask you how being a board director will help you with that goal that you have.
There's a couple of pieces to that. So first of all, I would like to continue working with the membership committee. It is the entryway into the .NET Foundation as a member. We're creating a new portal at the moment, which is going to help with forums, etc. There's also the education part of the .NET Foundation. I am a great believer in coming in from diverse backgrounds and lowering the barrier into tech, whether that's through boot camps, working with colleges, or just giving exposure to young people, or even people who want to career change around here is a friendly community that you can take part in, and this is how you can learn about .NET frameworks, languages, etc. So I'd like to work closely with those groups in order to see how we could bring more people working into the .NET ecosystem. I've also mentioned about some of the global barriers at the moment within the foundation. Again, I would like to extend my network, reach out to more people and find out what we can do about that, reach out on other people's expertise because I am not an expert. And slightly selfishly, I would represent a few groups myself. I recognize myself as female. I use the pronoun she, her. I am registered disabled because I have an invisible illness. And I'm not completely Caucasian, to put it that way. So I have some experiences of being part of minority groups. And I like to think that I represent that you don't have to be of a majority group in order to get onto the board or have a say or be involved in these communities. I'd love to see more people who look like me or look different from me get involved in these conversations. And if I can do that just by being present, then I will do that.
Awesome, that sounds great. And you covered a lot of things. That's great. I like hearing from you. Is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I know I'm a bit behind the scenes with a lot of things. I do a lot of work for communities and tech. I do a lot of mentorship, etc., which I don't talk about very much. But what I would say is I would bring a level of enthusiasm to this. I'm already dedicated to it. I go to every meeting I can to do with the .NET Foundation membership group. I would bring my all to the board, including the limited experience I have, but I do have experience of running a company. Nonetheless, as I said before, the board slate this year is fantastic. There are some really genuinely fantastic people who care as much as I do. And if you don't vote for me, I don't think you can go wrong with any of the people who've gone forward for this year. And I'm really excited to see what everybody does.
Thank you so much, Jessica. I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
As you mentioned, there are lots of great people running this year, and I'm excited for all of them. I'm excited for you specifically. It was great talking to you. And again, I just want to remind everyone that Jessica White running for the .NET Foundation board in the 2022 election. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you. It was lovely meeting you.